what took place. And of course, it's written up in a few places where they refer to it as oh gosh, son of a gun, I can't think of the word. I'm just missing it out here right now. But it is implied and indicated in the Bible. And besides that, places like the monks on the top of the Himalayas, 500 years ago, and the Red Chinese, the Chinese, when they had the emperor, had these all of these astronomers working for him, and they actually plotted it as it came by, as it approached, and then came around, and then all the crazy effects of storms, and of course the biblical description, besides Noah's flood, but the biblical descriptions of being killed by hailstorms, of burning stars falling down from the sky, and things of that sort. And those all would be potentially events that would take place when the Bureau makes the journey around the sun and back out. Now, the scary part is, obviously what would take place as it comes in, it will pretty much take out all of our satellites, if for no other reason, strictly the electromagnetic pulse type of an effect it would have.
It's like detonating a nuke in the atmosphere.
Right, and additionally, what it will do, according to folks that are smarter on this than I am, as a matter of fact, is that they would it would probably take 155 days altogether. It would go around the sun. The first time passing around, we will go through its tail of debris, which would be an unbelievable meteor showers period of time, pulverizing the Earth with all that space junk that is dragging, millions of miles of it, and again comparing it to other meteoric type events. We would pass through it one time, then it will go around the sun and back out the other side, and on our regular run around revolving around the sun, we would go through it a second time. So the potential of extreme fires from burning debris and all that type of thing, it's almost unimaginable, besides the extraordinary flooding and all the rest of the problems that would come with it. The electromagnetic impulse problem would be another whole separate problem. So it would be a heck of a mess.
Sure
would. And the period of time people that are analyzing it, astronomers, saying that it would be like a 150-day period of time between going through it once and then going through it a second time.
Bob, do you think people are acting strange and weird, and that Planet X could have something to do with it? Some kind of gravitational pull on them or something?
Well, I don't know. I don't. I used to be out on the road 300 days of the year doing lecture presentations on government corruption for many years, but then I haven't done that in quite a while, so I haven't been exposed to too many screwballs.
They're out there.
To give you an update. I don't know.
People are just acting strange.
2 years ago?
Yeah, it feels like it to me. Maybe when we get calls, we can pull some people, too. A lot of people just seem to be uptight lately.
Oh, well, of course, if they're uptight, they've got good reason. For those that are listening to the alternate media, they are getting the news that the regular media is intentionally not giving out. If you, like myself, of course, and you're involved a little bit more than most people in terms of getting that alternate news media from a lot of directions.
Yeah.
And likewise in my situation where I pursue it probably more than the average person. But the news media is, we might as well not even have the regular news. In the old days, you had ABC, CBS, NBC, and we had reliable people. And I say the news was fairly good from the 1950s up until about 20 years ago.
Oh, and everybody watched Cronkite.
Yeah, all those guys, and they were trusted, and we did get the news as good as we could get it. again, the younger folks right now can't imagine not having websites, web pages, and the World Wide Web to go to. But they have to realize that just a few years ago, back in the 70s, or even in the 80s, in 1983 or around in that period of time, that didn't exist. And we were utilizing, it was a big deal if you had a fax machine because you could communicate with people.
Yeah.